I don't think when waking up Friday morning, most MLW fans expected a series that was as intense and strange as this one. The Wildcats Cobras fought a battle through 3 games in one of the most sloppy and poor weather conditions we have seen throughout MLW's history. Now, the first thing that I think most people can point to when looking at this game, especially the Game 1, was the fact that the Cobras only had 4 players, and their lineup really had no chance, especially against what Pat Ballman was going to bring to the mound today. First off was Zerleg, who still can't seem to hit super well. That's not really a surprise to anyone, but Andy Duran had major struggles at the plate, and of course, Caden Irwin didn't really bat all year last year. He's more of a pitcher now, so for him, he wasn't seeing the ball super well either. Not to mention the sloppy weather conditions, as well as the fact that Pat Ballman was throwing some of the craziest knuckleballs I've ever seen in my life. Now, still the Wildcats struggled to hit a bit, as Kyle didn't really hit his best. Neither really did Jackson Pearson, in my opinion. He hit some good ones, and also Sean Hornberger had a really bad series, especially for being the number 1 overall pick, but we'll talk about that a little later. Still though, the 2 runs wasn't enough for them to win Game 1. The second game of the series is the one that I think was the most head-scratching just from an MLW fan point of view, because Drew Davis was on the mound. And was the performance sloppy? Yes. I don't think Drew Davis is a great pitcher at all. I think he lacks a lot of versatility when it comes to what he wants to pitch. I think he's a bit wild. He walks a lot of people, but he does play that position with more heart than I think I've seen any player in MLW. I mean, he was diving to get balls. You could see it in his eyes that he really wanted that win, and he went out and he got it. However, I will say that I believe the only reason the Cobras won this game was because of the lead that Sean Hornberger gave them. It seems that Sean struggled. I don't really know if I want to blame the weather because I saw what Pat Ballman did, but it just seems like he could not hit the plate to save his life. Like, everything was outside. When the Wildcats put in Jackson Pearson, I actually thought it was a smart move because guess what? Drew Davis isn't really the best pitcher, and I think that if you put in Jackson Pearson and Drew Davis continues to pitch wild, they had a chance to come back and win a high-scoring game. Now, on the hitting side of things, it seems like Drew Davis is the only one who can even see the ball, as he was absolutely carrying at the plate. Caden Irwin really can't swing for anything, and on the Wildcat side, I really like what I was seeing for Pat Ballman, especially on the plate. I like that his new stance is much more low. It feels like he's not reaching as much. And even though he didn't hit every single pitch that came his way, he didn't have like an excellent game from the plate or anything. I think there was huge improvements. Then there was the Game 3, which saw an epic duel between Pat Ballman and Caden Irwin. It was really something to watch. Now, it is hard to say if these 2 pitchers are really amazing or if these guys just can't hit. I think it's a little bit of both. Now, I do think that Caden Irwin is a better pitcher because Pat Ballman wasn't pitching to a lot of good hitters, but one thing I will say is that the Cobras could have won this game if it wasn't for that crazy hitting interference on Brendan Zerleg at first base. That was just something where, I mean, you could see the other guys rounding third. I believe it was Drew Davis, and he's going to make it all the way home if he actually just didn't hit Brendan Zerleg with the ball. It's something that's crazy because just a couple innings later, Ty Fresnick was able to walk it off, and man, did he have such a huge series. So that's really all I'm going to give you guys today for this Dynamik Vision. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave in the comments what you thought about it. Once again, it's like a public MLW forum, so I'll try and respond to most of the comments. And make sure y'all subscribe so you don't miss any more MLW videos, and peace.